My mom died at 4.5, and it began a bad journey for me because even at 4.5, I was angry at God and I blamed him. I was born smiling with a full head of hair, my eyes open, so my dad called me happy. I grew up with maids and housekeepers and things like that in a very wealthy household. I grew up fist fighting, big city of Phoenix, Arizona. That was the way you dealt with things back then, and I had 2 sisters that would pick the fights for me. So we was family, and I had to fight them all, When I discovered alcohol at age 12, it was the solution. And the solution shortly became the problem. I pulled out of it by deciding that I wanted to go to college. School and other such things were not fulfilling, and I joined the United States Army. When I realized the responsibility of taking another human life, it made me vomit. I thought, that I had committed the ultimate of all crimes against mankind. I knew I was wounded spiritually, physically, and emotionally, and there was no cure. I didn't know really what I was doing. I put on a backpack, got a water bottle, had a change of socks and underwears, so I started walking. 10,000 miles later, I find myself living here in Asheville, North Carolina. This is my house, what I call my bridge. And I never owned the bridge. But I was like the mayor up here. And my apartment right up there. And so I found the bridge up underneath Town Mountain Road Bridge to be a safe place. I made a home there with my dragging a mattress and a rug and different little things that made it a home.
When we started Exodus Church, there was this hope that we could have a new kind of conversation with people who were searching for a place to belong. My own brokenness and my own story, having come from self-destruction and spending time in jail, wandering and searching for that place to belong, I found so much of my own identity and happy story. That passage in the Bible that Jesus says, when you throw a party, go after to the highways and the hedges, go under bridges, go into the wilderness, go down up and down the trails where the homeless are squatting or in tents, and those who feel like they've been left out of the party.
I met Happy the last Wednesday in November. We were downtown doing one of our monthly outreaches. It was a time where we would just walk around the city, passing out bottled waters, which we had labeled with our church information.
When I came to the doors of Exodus Church, I sensed that the men and women that were there for a sole purpose, and that was to love one another and to love our Master Jesus. That I was the person that would probably be the least likely that anyone would want to love. Large combat veterans, wild man from the woods. This is the ice house down on the river in the French Broad River District. This was one of my homes. This is a well-known train hop out, gypsy kid, homeless person encampment. When you don't think that you can go any further, you find yourself in a place like this. This is my old campsite. At the time, it was really kind of a beautiful place. And I felt encouraged that I was in the right spot. I felt that I was supposed to be here, strangely enough, of all places that you're supposed to be. I remember living here and thinking that this was going to be how I lived the rest of my life. Well, this was my squat. I came here illegally at first. This was an abandoned property. It was for sale by owner. Jay came looking for me up here, and I think I was at a particularly low part of my life, and it was just dreary, and I was depressed and things like that, and I was kind of staying by myself.
And I saw this this place from a distance, I knew that was it. And he wasn't in here, and I left him a note, and it just said, "You are loved, and you're not getting out that easy."
Jay, he thought he was going to come up here and find some Kurt Cobain type stuff because of my rope. But
I was pissed at you.
were you?
And there's a picture that someone had inscribed, and it said happy. And I made it my ambition to find him and track him down.
My bitterness began to fade, and I began to have hope. I just began to have hope.
Love that story. Love it. It didn't take long for him to pick up a role. He was getting there early anyway to come to Exodus. We gave him a job. He started making coffee. So on Sunday mornings, Happy became the resident barista of Exodus Church.
All I need is a home. I just need to find home, you know. And Jay prayed that prayer with me, and many other of the men and women at Exodus Church, they prayed with me, not even knowing exactly that specific request. And they became my home. They became my family. I got rescued through Project Rebound, and it's a federal grant to take homeless veterans off the street. God didn't just give me some place. He gave me a beautiful place. And he gave me cabinets with food. And he gave me a place to share with my friends. And, you know, he gave me better than what I would have asked for. We used to laugh, and I'd say, "We're derelicts. Look at us, we live under a bridge." Derelicts.
Well, there's a reason why he goes by Happy. It's more than just a street name. It's also a disposition. And so his disposition of happiness and joy has people lower their guard a little bit, and his willingness to help others was something that people immediately saw.
It's kind of a fancy word, ministry. I want to be the hands and feet that God intended me to be at age 4.5. You know, I want to love people. I want to show them reality in that love. And when they ask me, or even if they don't ask me, I tell them, you know why this is happening? You know, you can have any idea of philosophy that you want to, that you read out of books, about whatever other religion, but this is effective. This changes lives. This is my friend Amy and Lauren's ministry at 39B Grove Street. It's called the Community of the Beloved. And a lot of my friends and just sometimes acquaintances, people that I just remember their faces from the street that have died, this wall right here is a remembrance of them. My friend Ricky here, he gave me a tent and a camping site one time. I was lost. Tammy up here, she had gotten a bicycle and wanted to learn how to ride a bicycle for the first time. Tammy got run over by a car pushing her bicycle on the side of the road. Dave, decorated combat veteran, you know, and a great old dude to be around. Destiny was murdered, and her body was found down in the French Broad River. I could have been one of them. I don't want my face on that wall. I want to remember my friends. There's got to be hope, because it's not in rehabs, it's not in step programs, it's not in psychology, it's not in medicine. The change begins within, and that tenacious grip that we all have on the inside door handle to open that door and let our master in, to let us have fellowship with him.
And so his story is kind of a microscopic understanding of the whole big picture vision of seeing the whole city transformed by God's love, that God can reach out to find people who are wandering, who are searching for a place to belong and a promise to believe and a purpose to become.
Got no bed to lay my head, no table here to break my bread. Got the moon and stars instead, call my own. Resting under the overpass, sweet perfume of oil and gas. None of these strangers flying past can take me home. Don't cry for me. Love has found a place to be, hidden underneath. Don't cry for me. Don't cry for me. It's a long and lonely road, restless here, nowhere to go. Still I ran from what I know, who I am. Fear and pain, my closest friends, used to share my wine with them. I was glad to trade them in when hope began. Don't cry for me. Love has found me a place to be. Some may never see. Don't cry for me. Don't cry for me. Don't cry for me. Love has found a place to be. Everything I need. Don't cry